Whoa, I hope I don't hit that tree.
Scene 1, Apple, take 2.
Hello. Today we have Darth Vader's Advanced TIE Fighter by AirHogs. Let's take a look. Inside the box you'll find your Advanced TIE Fighter and your AirHogs radio. And your charger is right there. To get started, grab your TIE Fighter. Then when you look at the top, what you're going to see is you're going to have your charging port here, and then you're going to have a switch here to turn her on. And you may hear a slight hum, but we'll get into that in a moment. Then you're going to cut your power on right here. All right, and we're going to hit up, and now she's binded because, as you can see, the green light is now solid. Now when I first turned mine on, the humming that I heard was a lot like this. Now what that is on the controller, this is your trim. So my guess is that humming tells you that you're off trim. So when you go and you turn it, you'll hear less of the hum. About right there, my guess is that that's centered. Now I have to admit, I was really pleased to see how easy this thing did fly. Now the way it does fly is like your RC jets, more or less, because what happens is, if you look closely, there's two fans on the inside, so that's where you're getting your thrust from. And then as far as your turning, it's not the greatest. It actually makes extremely wide turns, so I'd actually suggest you go to a field. But I'm going to try to zoom in here, and that's your rudder right there. So that's like to the right, and then that's to the left. So again, you know, you're going to get some really wide turns on this thing. But again, you know, as a novelty, and as you can see the way the wings are in the upward position, you know, she's a climber, so she's going to gain altitude pretty well. And it's just going to be a matter of balancing it out with your throttle once you get in the air. And then you might have an issue like I did with, I don't know what they call these things in the Star Wars universe, but you can't really have it to be a TIE fighter without it, but they do kind of hinder the flight. I will admit that it makes it like really wobbly. Now it could be that I was at winds of maybe 6 miles an hour because I just couldn't wait to take her out. But I did notice that maybe even on a calm day, that may be an issue, but it does fly. All right. Other than that, I consider this a really nice novelty that you would just take out, to show it off every now and then. Okay, to charge her, all you have to do is turn her off. And again, your charging port is right next to the power switch. So we turned her off. Then we're gonna make sure that our controller is off, and we're gonna take our plug. All right, and we're gonna put our plug right in this slot here. Hang on a second here. Let me get it in there. All right, now when you put the plug in, you're gonna see. Oh well, ours is not on yet, so let's cut it on. All right, let's see what happens. All right, normally what you would see is a red light flashing right here. I do have it hooked up. Oh, there it is right there. All right. It probably took a minute. I know I had just charged it, so that's probably why it wasn't cutting on right away. However, as long as you see that light flashing red, that means that she's actively charging. When it's completed, and that would depend on how much that you ran down, but I would say at the most it would take like 20 minutes. When it's completed, it will no longer flash, and you pretty much won't see anything, and you'll know that it's charged up. Okay, enough of the talk. Let's head out to the field and take this baby up.
All right, folks. So this is our maiden flight on the AirHogs Advanced TIE Fighter. John is out here today. This is a buddy of mine, And he has a video actually on his tarantula on my site. You might want to go check that out. So I just happened to run into John. We just both happened to wake up late and found that the wind was still calm. So John comes over, he says, hey man, let's see this thing fly. So I'm like, okay, let's share it with the world. All right, so this is my maiden flight. I don't know what's gonna happen. The AirHogs Advanced TIE Fighter. All right, she's climbing. We came like a millimeter from the ground. And this thing does fly, folks. Look at that. Whoa.
Wind's going to get it, so don't get up too high.
Okay. All right, so it looks like we're high enough now to start trying to fly it. Now that is cool. And we didn't crash on our maiden flight. Look at that. Now she's a bit wobbly.
Yeah, it's too much foam up there.
Yeah, maybe I got to bend it a little bit because it looks like it's a little heavy.
Is that all the power you got?
No, I'm just letting up off the throttle because it'll start climbing. See, let's see what happens. I'm gonna give it full throttle now. Hang on. Okay, you hear it whining,
Oh, yeah.
and then she'll start climbing.
As soon as you make a turn, though, it'll drop down.
Yeah. So I gotta kind of balance the use of this throttle. Whoa! I hope I don't hit that tree.
Yeah, that's a lot of wind for that.
Yeah, it is. What do you think the wind is about now, John?
Probably around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
maybe if it was a lot calmer.
Yeah.
But it's. Go ahead. I'm
On
sorry.
my AirHogs, I always had that problem with them too, because there's too much wing, and it catches the wind, and there's a lot of wind resistance.
Now I'm wondering if that ducted jet type setup helps it. You know, like force some of that wind through. It kind of sounds like a TIE fighter, though.
Oh, get it away from them trees.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from the trees. Oh.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the trees, and to be honest with you, I have no idea how we're going to get that thing out of there. Well, but you do know that these things do fly, and they fly pretty high, because as you can see, the closer we're getting to this thing,
Okay.
The
Got one limb on the right-hand side holding that wing.
yeah, we're going to have to do something. But thank you for joining us on this maiden flight of the AirHogs Advanced TIE Fighter.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.